Hi, it's that fantasy chick back again for another week. Um, as you can see, we're back to the usual location. Um, usual location, usual place, usual same place, same time. So back to normal. Um, but it was really good to talk to my niece last time about a Hogwarts legacy and everything that she was seeing on TikTok about the different videos she was seeing on TikTok and the different things that she was seeing that she was hearing about the people who were playing Hogwarts Legacy and what they were putting up about that. So that was interesting. Um, so I have a couple of things to talk about dealing with Warner Brothers. Of course, you see, I favorite one of my favorite topics, David Zaslav. He is noted as the most overpaid CEO. The most. He is the top, the number one on the list. Um, of course, I have the list. Let me present the list. Okay. So Warner Brother Discovery's David Zaslav, Amazon's Andy Jassy, Apple's Tim Cook, among most overpaid CEOs in new study as SEC disclosure rules set for shakeup. So Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Executive David Zaslav earned $232 million in excess compensation in 2021, according to As You Sow's latest annual ranking of the most overpaid CEOs among S&P's 500 companies. That's almost $250 million. Billion with a B. Amazon, Apple, Disney, and Netflix are also high up in the group's ninth report that looks beyond total pay in its own attempt to quantify overpay and draw attention to let me get rid of this. Draw attention to some pressing issues in the space. The shareholder advocacy nonprofit measures compensation among three metrics: total shareholder return, the number of shares that are voted against the CEO's pay package at the annual meeting, and the ratio of CEO pay to median worker pay, a gap that has been steadily increasing. It weighs the first two data points at 40% each and the pay ratio at 20% each. To develop its ranking, because when I looked at this list, I couldn't figure out how they had these I couldn't figure out how they arranged this list. And so they gave each data point, they weighed each data point at 40% and 20%. And then they arranged the list. And David Zaslav came on top. Okay. Shareholder opposition to high pay has been rising, but As You Sow also lists the largest mutual funds that continue to support the vast majority of overpaid CEOs. The study comes as a new set of SEC rules on how companies disclose pay is set to take effect this proxy season. Companies report compensation for their top 5 highest paid executives in proxy statements filed with the SEC each spring for the previous year. The As You Sow excess pay report released Thursday is based on compensation for 2021, which is the latest available data. for companies reporting on a calendar year. The average pay of S&P 500 CEOs was 18.18 million in 2021, up 21%. For As You Sow's 100 most overpaid CEOs, the average was up 31% to 38.2 million. Those 100 saw median pay, which is less influenced by mega grants of stocks and options, grow 8% to 23 million. Zaslav's pay package totaled 200 and others, topping the list. That compared with 37 million the year before and was inflated by a large $202 million option grant related to his contract renewal. The headline compensation figure reflects the extension of Mr. Zaslav's employment agreement nearly 2 years ago to ensure his long-term leadership of the combined company, Warner Brothers Discovery. The vast majority of the headline number is theoretical because it is based on a one-time options grant that only starts to provide financial benefit to Mr. Zaslav if Warner Brothers Discovery stock price more than doubles, Warner Brothers Discovery said in a statement. Yeah, right. His pay included a $3 million base salary, a stock award of $13 million, non-equity incentive pay compensation like a cash bonus, $22 million, and a special bonus of $4.4 million for leadership through COVID, launching Discovery Plus and securing the Warner Media deal. The ratio of his pay to the median worker pay was 2,972 to 1. Excluding the option grant, Warner Brothers Discovery noted in the proxy, Zaslav's salary was $43 million and the pay ratio 527 to 1. Excuse me. My screaming is affecting my voice. As You So said, 78% of institutional shares voted against. Oh. Executive compensation, as did 39% of reported shares voted. Reported shares included super voting stock. Of course, I start coughing now. But of course, I haven't talked all day. Which a number of media companies use, and shares held by CEOs and insiders. As You So breaks out the shares voted by institutions and financial managers. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This is very small, but this is the 25 most overpaid CEOs. Here is David M. Zaslav. There is his pay, $246 million. Excess pay, $232 million. And the median worker pay is $82,964. So the median pay of a Warner Discovery worker is $82,000. And this fool made $232 million in excess pay. Yes, he is the one who canceled Batgirl for a he is the one who canceled Batgirl for a tax write-off. So that tax write-off went right into his pocket. He made more than LeBron James made the last 4 years from basketball in 1 year. Yes. And at least LeBron was, playing basketball. He was going around canceling things. He canceled things and deleted things and merged with Discovery. But I guess they said he earned his bonus from merging with Discovery. Yes, it is insane. Yes, it is worthy of coughing. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of money that they're giving this man. And he's going around doing all these things to save money. He's canceling Batgirl to get a tax write-off. He's removing all of these shows from the library of HBO Max. The whole point of HBO Max was having this huge library, and he's canceling shows and then removing these shows from the library so they're no longer on the platform, removing them from the platform to save money. And all of that money is going into his pocket. All of it. Oh, Mighty Ducks. I never watched the Mighty Ducks. But I remember, what's his face? Didn't they have to switch up Emilio because he wouldn't get the shot? Emilio Estevez was supposed to be the coach, but because he wouldn't get vaccinated, they had to switch and get a whole new coach. Because he was the original coach from the movie, but they had to bring in somebody else, if I'm recalling correctly. But yeah. So David Zaslav. So if I couldn't dislike him more, I find out this $232 million in excess, $246 million in total. It's $250 million he made in 2021. This is not even what he made in 2022. This is 2021, what he made. And then he went and just cut all these things out of HBO Max. I'm so disappointed. I remember the movies. I remember the Mighty Ducks, but I don't think I ever watched them. I just remember that Emilio Estevez was the coach in the movies. Okay, so the next thing that I have, if my voice will hold out long enough for me, is information that the DCU fans were searching. Hold on, let me make sure it's not popping up. Okay. Was searching on Wiki, on the DC Comics Wiki, for the shows that James Gunn. There we go. Announced. So here we go. The new DCU has fans seeking out info on the Authority and Creature Commandos. James Gunn made good on his promise to let fans know he and Peter Safran big DCU plans in January by announcing in the nick of time on January 31st many of the projects headed our way from chapter 1 of his new era, which is titled Gods and Monsters. Naturally, with all of the movies and TV shows announced, some featuring recast DC icons and some showcasing more obscure characters, Gunn's signature, the DC fandom wikis went up, and away and saw a super surge in traffic. Many of the Gods and Monsters projects were surprising, though fandom readers reacted with optimism. Not what I would have started with, but I'm interested to see where it goes, wrote a Ghost Most Grim on the DC Comics Wiki. Some were excited for Green Lantern Corps, Jon Stewart getting his time to shine outside of the animation in the HBO Max series Lanterns. One of my all-time favorite is finally going to be adapted to live action, Jon Stewart of the Green Lantern Corps. I grew up on him on Justice League Unlimited and have always waited for him to make his big live action debut, said Spider-Man 16. Out with the old and with the bold. For the fandom's major DC wikis, those being the overall DC Comics Wiki, the DCEU Wiki, the Batman Wiki, and the Superman Wiki, all saw increases in readership overnight, with the DC Wiki seeing a quick increase of 32%. The DCEU Wiki, meanwhile, saw an even bigger 88% surge after the DCU news. Obviously, Gunn's announcement focused mostly on his new projects, but he did open up his video with remarks about the 4 remaining DCEU originated films that are slated for 2023, the ones he had no involvement with during their inception, and how they were connecting those projects to his massive Gods and Monsters catalog. These films are Shazam! Fury of the Gods, The Flash, which will act as a multiversal reset, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which Gunn says works to lead us into Gods and Monsters. So the DCEU Wiki now contains those projects and other elements from the past of what fans call the Snyderverse, plus Gunn's new vision moving forward for the entire shared universe. I like it. It really covers a lot of different DC sectors and gives light to characters that haven't gotten it in a while, remarked Chase Bridgman of the Slate announcement. Additionally, Venom Snake 2001 writes, sounds really exciting and promising. My anticipated ones being Swamp Thing Lanterns, the Flash movie, Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, and Waller. Authority always wins. Looking at the top DC-related wiki pages following the reveal, it figures that Gunn's Misfit projects hold the high spots, as readers would want to find out as much as they could about properties like The Authority, ranked in first place, and Creature Commandos, right behind in second. Let's take a gander at the full 10. Number 1 is The Authority. Number 2, Creature Commandos. Number 3, Damian Wayne. Number 4, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Number 5, Wildstorm Universe. Number 6, Midnighter Wildstorm. Number 7, DCEU. Number 8, Bruce Wayne, Earth 22. Number 9, Apollo Wildstorm. And number 10, Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Gunn kicking off the new DCU with the animated series Creature Commandos, which he is writing every episode of, is at first glance a curious choice, though not one outside of Gunn's love of comic book oddballs. Traditionally set during World War II, Creature Commandos are monster soldiers created by the United States under Project M to fight Nazis. Characters in this animated version will include Rick Flag Sr., father of Rick Flag, played by Joel Kinnaman in the 2 Suicide Squad movies, and Weasel of Gunn's The Suicide Squad, alongside a wacky bunch made up of Nina Mazursky, Dr. Phosphorus, Eric Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, and GI Robot, with Gunn emphasizing that those cast as voice actors would then possibly play them if they use those characters in live action. It's the Authority movie, however, that had fans searching the most. They had me at the Authority, wrote Wolverine 94. An Authority movie may have won that particular wiki user over as a longtime fan, but the Authority page was likely where a majority went for further information on their background, which makes sense given they aren't widely known to non-comic readers. Not only are the Authority one of the more lesser-known properties in Gunn's revamp, but these ends justify the means style teammates come from a different imprint altogether, Wildstorm, which DC acquired in 1999. So they were created outside of DC and now are being brought fully into the DCU on screen. Both Midnighter and his husband Apollo also cracked the top 10 list as two high-profile members of the Authority, and the Wildstorm universe page itself ranked in the top 5. In the comics, the Wildstorm verse, named Earth 50, merged with DC Comics mainstream reality New Earth after the Flashpoint event. Once again, this likely signals how much the Flash movie will steer everything in a new direction with a presumed in-universe reboot. Shiny Batty people. Though Batman made it into the top 10, Earth's 22, Bruce that is, though that darker version wasn't mentioned by Gunn and Safran, he was bested by Damian Wayne at number 3. Bruce's son turned assassin turned Robin and a major player in the announced The Brave and the Bold film. Likewise, DC heavyweight Superman, whose new movie titled Superman Legacy had first been announced a couple of months ago, didn't rank in the top 20 even, much of which was populated by Authority-related characters, though the recent Supergirl comic run, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, came in at number 4 with a speeding bullet, as a new movie was announced based on this limited series from Tom King, with King also part of Gunn's DCU writers think tank. His plan for chapter 1 sounds good. Can't wait to see what's in store for chapter 2. Maybe Wonder Woman next. Roach, Sunshine, Sky. Yes, indeed, perhaps Gunn's Paradise Lost prequel series about a pre-Diana Themyscira could lead to wonderful things. And that answers the question for me about whether or not Diana will be a part of Paradise Lost. So this Paradise Lost would be a pre-Diana Themyscira. So she wouldn't have come about yet. So she wouldn't be a part of the show, and she wouldn't exist. She wouldn't have already existed. So thinking of giving Peacemaker another chance. I have to sit down and I have to watch Peacemaker. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones, so maybe once I finish the rewatch of Game of Thrones, I'll sit down and watch Peacemaker. I'm not gonna jinx it. Shazam is good. I like Shazam. Shazam is a fun, cute movie. It's fun. It's funny. I like it. I would definitely watch Shazam. Creature Commando sounds like it's going to be something along the line. It sounds like it's something right up Gunn's alley. So I feel like it sounds like it's something, definitely in his wheelhouse. So I think it's going to be good. I'm very interested in seeing a pre-Diana Themyscira. I'm very interested in seeing that. I'm very interested in seeing what that looks like and how, what that story is. And seeing how far into the past they go. Like, will this lead up to her, getting Diana, or will this just be so far into the past that Diana is not even a thought? But I'm just happy that we all know that now it's a pre Diana Themyscira. Okay. Yes, I am up to season 6 of Game of Thrones. So um I'm up to season 6 of Game of Thrones. So I have to get through season 6, 7. Although season 7 and 8 are so short, it will be a breeze to get through. But once I breeze through those seasons, I will let you know once I start Peacemaker. But yeah, so I'm I'm gonna be interested. I'm definitely, yeah. So I'm still the shows that I'm still interested in the most are still the Green Lantern show and the Themyscira show. Um and but now I'm kind of interested in the Authority movie. So to see what that's going to be like. Um it's just exciting to see a DC with characters that we haven't seen before, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that this will, everything will pop off and be excellent, and this will be a nice jumping off spot for a nice long run for DC. Um, because if this is successful, this will this will bode well for DC. Because like that's another thing for DC. It's a lot of stops and starts. If this is successful, then this will be a continued long run of movies with no stop and starts, with no promised movies, and then taken off the slate. Like they will deliver on those movies. So this is what I'm hoping for. Well, that's what they were in the comics. I don't know if because I don't know if they're going to if because I don't know if they're going to keep them in that time frame, because if they have them interact with other properties, the other properties are in the current is in the present time, you know, in the present time frame. So you can't have them fighting Nazis and then interact with people like, Amanda Waller. So so if they are going to interact with people in the present, then they have to be in the present. I think the Nazis may just be what they did in the comics. I truly think if we're going to be going back and forth between them being in their own cartoon and interacting with all these other properties, and these properties are taking place in the present. No other properties are taking place in the 1940s. So they will have to be in the present, unless we're going to do some sort of time jump thing. They would have to be in the present. He doesn't need a pay raise. He got enough money. He had enough money to last him until his job is over. He got enough money. He has enough. He has $250 million. He got $250 million in 1 year. I think he's got enough money. I want James Gunn to succeed. I really do. But oh, I do not want David Zaslav to remain. I am in such conflict. It's such conflict. Uh it's I'm conflicted. I'm so conflicted. But that's all for today. So, really excited about what we have to look forward to with DC. And wanted to end on a high note after all that mess with David Zaslav. I really wanted to end on something positive because I really was angry after reading that article. So Friday will be another video, and then I will see you again on Monday. All right. So thank you for watching.